He stood in front of television cameras wearing a gray t-shirt. His voice was calm. His hands were in his pockets. Looking directly into the lens, he pleaded for his wife and daughters to come home. He said he missed them. He said he loved them. He said he just wanted his family back. Millions of people watched the interview. Many felt sympathy for the worried husband. But detectives standing behind the cameras noticed something different. He never cried. He barely blinked. And within days, investigators would uncover one of the most disturbing family crimes in modern American history. This is the story of Chris Watts. To the outside world, Chris Watts appeared to have the perfect life. He lived in Colorado with his wife, Sean Ann, and their 2 young daughters. Their social media pages showed vacations, birthday parties, family dinners, and smiling photographs. Friends described them as a normal family. But behind those photographs, serious problems were growing. The couple was struggling financially. Arguments became more frequent, and Chris had begun living a secret life. While Sean Ann was visiting family with the children, Chris started an affair with a co-worker named Nickel. The relationship moved quickly. For the first time in years, Chris imagined a completely different future. One without his wife, one without his children. Instead of confronting his problems, investigators believe he began planning something far darker. On the night of August 12, 2018, Sean Ann returned home from a business trip. Security cameras captured her walking into the house just before 2 o'clock in the morning. She would never be seen alive again. Hours later, Sean Ann failed to answer phone calls. She missed a doctor's appointment. Friends immediately became worried. One of them drove to the house and contacted police. When officers arrived, Chris appeared strangely calm. He claimed his wife had taken the children and left. But almost immediately, small details began raising suspicion. Her phone was still inside. Her purse remained untouched. Her medication was still in the house. Nothing suggested someone had planned to leave. Detectives requested permission to search the property. At the same time, neighbors shared security camera footage. As Chris watched himself loading his truck early that morning, investigators noticed something unusual. He seemed nervous. He avoided looking at the screen. His breathing became shallow. Even the neighbor quietly told police, "He isn't acting right." The search expanded. Volunteers distributed missing person flyers. Television stations covered the story. Chris gave interviews asking his family to return safely. But every public appearance only increased suspicion. Investigators soon discovered his affair. Phone records revealed thousands of messages. Internet searches exposed plans for a new life. The image of the devoted husband began falling apart. Confronted with the evidence, Chris eventually confessed. But his first confession shocked everyone. He claimed Sean Ann had harmed their daughters. He claimed he reacted in anger. For a brief moment, investigators considered the possibility. Then they found the truth. At an isolated oil site owned by Chris's employer, authorities discovered Sean Ann buried in a shallow grave. Nearby, inside massive oil storage tanks, they found the bodies of Bella and Celeste. The discovery horrified the nation. People who had followed the case in real time could hardly believe it. Investigators concluded that Chris Watts himself had murdered his pregnant wife and both daughters. The motive appeared painfully simple. He wanted a new life, a new relationship, and he believed his family stood in the way. The case quickly became one of the most discussed true crime stories in the world. Millions watched interrogation video, body camera footage, police interviews. Every detail was analyzed. How could someone who appeared so ordinary commit such unimaginable crimes? Psychologists offered different explanations. Some pointed to emotional detachment. Others described a man who avoided confrontation at any cost. Instead of facing divorce, financial problems, and responsibility, he chose a path that destroyed countless lives. Today, Chris Watts is serving multiple life sentences without the possibility of parole. But the case continues to fascinate investigators and true crime audiences around the world. Not because it is difficult to solve, but because it challenges a terrifying idea. Sometimes evil does not hide behind a mask. Sometimes it smiles for family photographs. It waves at neighbors. It tells everyone that everything is fine. Until one ordinary morning, everything changes forever. And that is why the Watts family case remains one of the most haunting stories of betrayal, deception, and tragedy in modern history. If you enjoy real crime stories, shocking investigations, and cases that reveal the darkest secrets behind ordinary lives, subscribe to Story Vault Studio. Because sometimes the greatest mysteries are hiding in plain sight.